2025 Chevy Blazer EV review. Gremlins cleared, it's a winner once again. After a rocky start, the well-rounded electric SUV comes back for a second year. 2024 Chevrolet Blazer EV RS. Pros: in-car tech looks great and is easy to use. Bold looks, high-quality interior, big back seat, well-rounded driving experience, standard front-wheel drive, available Super Cruise. Cons: mad charging speed, small cargo area, no Apple CarPlay or Android Auto. Last year, the Chevrolet Blazer EV massively impressed us for its well-rounded, well-executed, totally familiar approach to making an electric SUV. It was boldly styled, but not totally foreign or futuristic, especially in terms of functionality. Its size seemed right for the American market, and its interior was basically the best thing Chevrolet has ever put on four wheels in terms of quality and design. Even its eye-popping touchscreen proved to be easy to use. But that's where the problem started once the Blazer EV actually went on sale, as owners immediately had massive, strand-you-by-the-side-of-the-road problems that quickly led to a stop sale. We never experienced them before it went on sale or after GM ironed out the software issues and put the Blazer EV on sale again, and back in our hands for another test. Consider it a closed case until we hear differently. The 2025 Chevrolet Blazer EV should hopefully therefore arrive in dealers with more wind at its back. It's fundamentally the same car for its first full year on the market, but GM tweaked some package availability and introduced some style options, described below. It's totally fine because, apart from that software glitch faceplant out of the gates, the Blazer EV seems like a winner, an electric SUV that must be considered by anyone in the market for such a vehicle in its price range. Especially since it's eligible for the federal tax credit not available to many competitors, most notably the Kia EV6 and Hyundai Ioniq 5. We love its design, its in-car tech, its passenger space and distinctive selection of motor layouts, boasting a driving range currently starting in the upper 200s and topping out at 324 miles counts for a lot too. The charging is mid-pack at best, though disappointing given the lightning-quick speeds of some of GM's other Ultium platform EVs. Cargo space is also on the small side for its segment and mid-size SUVs in general. We're also not entirely sure when you'll be able to get a base, front-drive Blazer EV LT. It's still not listed in the order guide, nor is there an official range for it. In other words, it's a bit hypothetical at the time of this writing. Could your EV search align with the existing versions, though we think the Blazer EV is a must-look. Interior and technology, passenger and cargo space, performance and fuel economy, what it's like to drive, pricing and trim levels, crash ratings and safety features. What's new for 2025? Now in its second model year, the Blazer EV gets a wealth of feature content availability changes, mostly related to option packages. As those packages are similarly named, we won't confuse you by taking a deep dive into those minutiae, but we'll note the dual-level charge cord is now an option. The RSEAWD can now be equipped with a sunroof. The 2 Rupees gets Bose audio standard. From a design perspective, contrast black and white roof options are now available, while the RS and LT get different, mutually exclusive white paint options. Finally, there will also be a Midnight Sport Edition that includes black wheels, roof rails and badging, plus dark chrome, air vents and black cloth upholstery. What are the Blazer EV interior and in-car technology like? The Blazer EV interior is free from gimmicks or weirdness to impress the friends of early adopters. Pennies haven't been pinched by removing buttons or adopting a stripped-down, minimalist look. On the contrary, The Blazer EV probably has the nicest interior Chevrolet has ever created apart from the Silverado High Country. Though getting an RS in its vibrant red simulated leather is certainly its best foot forward, the overall materials and build quality are excellent. Switchgear is top-notch, including new pieces to the GM parts bin, and the big, colorful screens are beautifully integrated rather than bolted on tablets. RS cabin is even far better in appearance and quality than the mechanically related Acura ZDX. Importantly, everything functions well. The Android-based infotainment system is incredibly easy to figure out and to use. Permanently docked menu shortcuts atop the 17.7-inch touchscreen that are within a short reach from the steering wheel. Navigation is provided by Google Maps with increased capability beyond the usual Apple CarPlay Android Auto app, including the ability for its map to be one of several layout options in the configurable 11-inch instrument panel. The full Google built-in suite is on board, too, including integrated Spot-E, Audible and Waze apps plus a variety of others in the Google Play Store. While this mostly renders Android Auto a moot point, Apple CarPlay could still be of use to many. Neither smartphone integration features are present. The Blazer EV is the first new GM vehicle to walk away from these now expected features, and it's hard to see why it's a plus. How big is the Blazer EV? The Blazer EV is basically the same length as the gas-powered Blazer, but that along with the name and bowtie badge are pretty much where the similarities stop. Like other EVs, the Blazer has a vast wheelbase that lends it far more space between the axles than you'd expect given its exterior length. It's 8.8 inches longer than the gas-powered Blazer. It also means it has a tremendous amount of backseat legroom, which is great for tall occupants as well as parents dealing with big, bulky car seats. Now, the specs say it somehow has less rear legroom than the standard Blazer, but after experiencing both in person, it's hard to see how that's possible. On the other hand, we're totally on board with the gas-powered Blazer having the sort of cargo capacity advantage its specs suggest, 30.5 cubic feet behind the back seat versus 25.5 for the EV. Not only is the EV's volume smaller than its siblings as well as various compact SUVs, it's on the small side for EVs in its size and price range. Still managed to fit all 6 bags from our standardized luggage test inside, though. What are the Blazer EV range and performance specs? The Blazer EV is a little different from the electric vehicle norm in terms of its motor layout. The LT trim levels come standard with a 241 horsepower permanent magnet motor powering the front axle only. Ergo, it is front-wheel drive. Many competitors come standard with rear-wheel drive. Optional on the LT and standard on the RS is a small 90 horsepower induction motor added to the rear axle. You can read about the differences in motor types here, for a combined 288 horsepower and 333 pound-feet of torque. The resulting all-wheel drive system is much different than the usual dual-motor, all-wheel drive EVs that have motors of the same type. More similar output on each axle and therefore a considerable performance bump. Much like many internal combustion all-wheel drive systems, this one mostly responds to front wheel slippage and to aid traction while accelerating. Both of the above versions get an 85 kWh battery pack. This results in an EPA estimated range of 279 miles with all-wheel drive. Chevrolet still has not published range data for the front-wheel drive version. Maximum recharging is 150 kilowatts, which is acceptable, but on the slow side compared to top rivals. AC home charging tops out at a typical 11 kilowatts. Then things get weird. The RS is available with rear-wheel drive, courtesy of a totally different 250 kW motor exclusively powering the rear axle that produces 340 horsepower and 325 pound-feet of torque. It also gets more of those battery modules, for a total capacity of 102 kilowatt-hours. This results in a best possible range of 324 miles. Recharging speed inches up to 190 kilowatts. Eventually, there will be a Blazer SS that effectively pairs the RS rear-only motor with a more powerful front motor. Should produce 557 horsepower and 648 pound-feet of torque. Did not know when it'll arrive at the time of this writing, but you can at least see it in action in Barbie. It would seem America Ferrera's Gloria had an in with GM in addition to Mattel. What's the Blazer EV like to drive? We have yet to drive a front-wheel drive Blazer EV, nor its Honda Prologue platform mate. We can't report about whether its 241 horses is as meager as they sound for something weighing more than 5,000 pounds. That said, we appreciate this consumer-friendly approach for the mainstream market. Those in cold winter climates won't feel the same need to pay for all-wheel drive as they would with rear-wheel drive competitors. On the other hand, the all-wheel drive Blazer EV certainly doesn't provide the oomph as those competitors when packing their far more potent dual-motor systems. You don't get that EV snap off the line. That's also partly because GM dialed it out to some extent with sound throttle tuning that lets the driver ease into the available torque in a more civilized, natural manner. Importantly, the Blazer EV EAWD offers far more compelling performance than the gas-powered Blazer. There's the rear-drive Blazer RS. Delete images of power slides and burnouts from your head. We didn't think its driving experience was radically differently from the RS EAWD, even if there was a slight performance uptick. Ultimately, the main point of the rear motor version is to maximize range. As for other considerations, the Blazer EV may not be as sporty as some may expect given its looks, but its suspension, steering and throttle response are tuned consistently with Chevrolet's dynamic renaissance that attempted to make its core pro. Looks consistent in character with its Halo ones, the Corvette and dearly departed Camaro. Doesn't drive equally to those, but they drive like they belong to the same family. Another way, the Blazer EV feels a lot sportier than the sad blob that was the outgoing Equinox and is more engaging than the gas-powered Blazer. What other Chevrolet Blazer EV reviews can I read? 2024 Chevy Blazer EV First Drive. Review our first time behind the wheel, with more detail about its design and engineering. Chevrolet Blazer EV luggage test. Our real-world test to see how much stuff the Blazer EV cargo area can hold, with comparisons to other EVs and SUVs. What is the 2025 Blazer EV price? GM had not released pricing information for the base, front-drive Lieutenant at the time of this writing, nor its range or when it'll be on sale, so for now, Blazer EV starts off with the LTEAWD model at $47,600. We also don't know the 2025 destination charge, but it was $1,395 last year. RSEAWD costs $52,900 for 2025, which is $300 cheaper than last year. We did not have RSRWD pricing at the time of this writing, either, but it was effectively a $1,000 premium last year over the EAWD. That's another way this powertrain offering setup is unusual. The RS Extras include dual-zone automatic climate control, driver memory settings, ventilated power front seats, heated wrapped steering wheel, and wireless charging. Most of those items are available within packages in the Lieutenant. The RS also gets unique, sportier styling inside and out. which includes fancier exterior lighting and standard 21-inch wheels. Agreeably, every Blazer EV gets that beautiful 17.7-inch touchscreen. What are the Blazer EV safety ratings and driver assistance features? Every Blazer EV includes forward collision warning, automatic emergency braking with pedestrian detection, lane keeping assist and lane departure warning, rear parking sensors, automatic high beams, and GM's safety alert seat that vibes the driver's butt as an added alert for the above driver assist systems. Adaptive cruise control is also standard, but can be supplanted with the more advanced, hands-free Super Cruise system available only with all-wheel drive. Blazer EV has not yet been crash tested by a third party.